hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world and keep the sky on your mind.
Hello and welcome to another live stream here with Flood and Noob. Welcome to yet another flight here. If there's anybody in the chat, I don't really know. King Mage says hello in on Rumble, which hasn't actually showed up on my chat, so that's freaking interesting here. Our chat is not really working, is it? No, sir. Yeah, it's not working. I don't see anything on Rumble anymore. I don't know, man. My chats don't work. I don't know. Sometimes it shows, sometimes it doesn't. If you're on, like, I don't know. King Mage, if you're there, if you can type something into Rumble just so I can check if my chat is actually working here. I'm not entirely sure if I will get anything. Ah, yes, it is working on Rumble. Welcome, Mr. King Mage, to today's live stream. All right, there seems to be nobody else in the chat. Not surprising. This is Flood and Noob. Not a lot of people in the chats here today. We are at Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. One of my very favorite places to be. Unfortunately, I don't have the handcrafted airport for Ho Chi Minh City. We're running on the default non-handcrafted 2024 Microsoft Flight Sim airport, which absolutely sucks in every part of the world. But nonetheless, you can still see that it's not too terrible where we can't experience some bit of flying here. And a lot of big aircrafts here, mostly 777s and A350s parked. Still looks better than usual. Yeah, it's probably because of the traffic injection here. And the surrounding city area does not look too bad, despite not having any city packs installed. So that's something interesting, right? So here we are. Today we're going to be flying our Thai 777 from Ho Chi Minh City into Bangkok. All right, in Thailand. So let's have a quick look around the aircraft that's ceremonious for us. In 2024, the 777 looks absolutely brilliant. I would also like to take this opportunity to welcome Benny on board. Welcome, Benny, to today's live stream. How are you doing, mate?
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Sure. Thank you very much.
Better.
Thank you very much. Taking a quick look at the landing gear there in the drone camera. I come here.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing as crap as usual, man. But thank you for asking. Here we go. We got some switches and stuff here. Look at that. Very nice. Very nice. It's been a while since I had a good day, huh? Life is
maybe the day you reach 1,000 subs.
Oh god. I need to put out more videos for that.
Make that sooner, huh?
Yeah. Life is just one complete storm here, and it's beating hard on me right now. So I don't know. Okay, anyway. Let's take a quick look around the engine area. Beautiful turbines, slightly moving, are they? No, they're not. They're perfectly still today. There's a takeoff in the background that appears to be an Asiana A320 or something of the sort. I don't know. The A320 is an ugly aircraft, and no one's changing my mind on that. So yeah, here we are. What a beautiful looking livery. Thai Airlines. Thai Airways, right? It's Thai Airways. That's not an A320. That's much larger than that. Anyway. Looking good. One of my very favorite liveries. I wish they had purple engines. That would make it absolutely brilliant. I'm trying my best to get some Fly the Noob livery so I can fly anywhere, anytime, anyhow, any aircraft, but it's pretty difficult at this point to get anything done. I don't even have an editor. Good lord. Anyway. That would solve 90% of my problems at the moment. Nonetheless, without further delay, let's go ahead, jump into our aircraft here, and welcome to the PMDG 777 cockpit here in cold and dark. Let's go ahead and take a look at our electronic flight bag. Import some sim brief information. There we go. All the way to Bangkok. Let's go to ground operations. We've got our ground power unit attached, which is fantastic. Let's go to GSX. GSX never really works, but you know what? What the hell? We'll play with that in a bit. Performance tool is what we need. Apart from that, great. Let's get up here. Let's get our batteries and our cabin utilities, ADRU systems, emergency lights. Then let's get nav lights already on. Our passenger signs can come on. That's literally it for startup here. Window heats can wait for a bit. We don't need them just yet. So, okay, we can put the voice recorder to on here. Is there anything else we need to do here? Absolutely not. The 777 is pretty straightforward to get going, is it not? All right, fantastic. What were you saying, Benny?
Yeah, I was agreeing with you. It definitely is.
Oh. Okay, let's just wait for the screens to boot up here. That takes a minute here in the 777. I think it's set to realistic time in the settings for PMDG that I'm not gonna mess with at the moment. But let's see how it goes. I am hungry. Je suis hungry. Je faim, as the French would say. But yeah, we're waiting for the screens to boot up here. While we wait, let's take a quick look at our window views here. Vietnam Airlines or Airways. Vietnam Airlines. I love that livery. It's my very favorite livery, probably, if I had to pick one. I also love the new Korean Air livery. I know people have been hating on it. I don't know why. It looks absolutely fantastic in my opinion. I also love that as well. Atlas Air off to the other side. Okay, not too terrible, not too terrible. Not too terrible at all, ladies and gentlemen. Still waiting on that. Today I'll be flying using the Xbox controller because I'm a lazy little ass. You know what I mean? I'm very, very lazy today.
When was the last time you actually used the joystick?
Actually, not that long ago in terms of live stream. The screens are flickering to life. I think a couple of live streams ago I did use my joystick there.
Oh.
But yeah. Okay, bunch of warnings there. I I am not too bothered with all those warnings there. Okay, great. Let's go into our FMC and get things started. Nav data out of range. I do not give a toss. Let's put that in there. Great. That's done. Let's go to our route. Oh, no. Let us go to our reference airport, which is VVTS. That is Ho Chi Minh, right?
Yep. VVTS.
Let's do the same here. And let's go to VTBS. There's nobody else in the chat today. Very dry today. Okay, SimBrief route. Let's go there. Let us set the payload. Let's set the fuel. Let's select the route. Route requesting in progress. In the meantime, let me go to GSX. Let's request boarding. Perfect. Saigon Ground Services. Sure. Request sent. Activated.
There was this place I used to go to, Saigon Station.
Ah, the restaurant. I remember it.
You remember?
I do remember the restaurant.
We went together as well once.
Not once, multiple times.
Really?
Yeah, we did. Saigon Station. They had good food. I like that place.
Yeah, they really did. We had some nice pho there.
Yes, they did have pho.
Authentic Vietnamese.
They also have banh mi as well. Banh mi.
Yeah, I don't know how to.
I don't know how to pronounce it either. I'm taking a gander at it, but yeah. It was good food. I liked it.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, they also had the most...
They also were wearing their traditional outfits.
That's right. Very polite staff too.
Yeah.
Very, very nice, polite Asian ladies serving with their traditional dress or whatever it is that they wear. But it was a good experience. I like that place quite a bit. Anna says, hello, how are you today? I'm doing well, mate. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live stream. Another day here with Vlad and Noob, just grinding it out. Let's see how it goes, eh? Okay, performance initialization, all that stuff is done. Let me come here to our route here. Interesting. Departure out of VVTS is going to be, what is it going to be? I ain't got a damn clue. Let me view the flight plan first of all. Okay, attach pushback tug. No, please. Thank you very much. We are using the runway 25 left to get out of here. And we are going to be using SAPE 2D as our departure there. Let's go back to our arrival into VTBS, which is going to be into runway 01 right. And we're going to be using the ILS for that. Unfortunately, I don't know what the frequency for the ILS is for this particular airport. I'm just going to use this. And our transition, we're going to use Dawn 3D. There we go. That's done. Let's execute all of that. Let's go back to our legs there. I'm going to put that there. Okay, anything else? No, apparently not. ILS 2003. There we go. That's fine. That's fine. Vectors. Okay, that's all looking good. Brilliant. Let's now go to our flaps and takeoff and all that good stuff. But before we do, since we've got passengers boarding, let's go ahead and turn on our APU. Okay, APU bleed is already on here. And that should get the packs running as our boarding process completes here. I don't have the GSX profile for this particular airport installed, so I don't expect to see any passengers walking through the jetway here. Boarding passengers now. Okay, it still hasn't begun boarding, so there's a chance we might, but I don't think we will. Okay, on the other side, we got our cargo loading process going on, which is going on quite well, so I'm not complaining too much about it. Okay, this is early morning in Ho Chi Minh City. Oh, look at that! We can actually see the passengers. How wonderful is that? Look at that. Brilliant. It seems to be working without the GSX profile, which is odd. Even in airports where I have it installed, it doesn't work. But for this one, It seems to be working. So hey, GSX did not let us down for once. That's brilliant, isn't it? Fantastic. So we've got that done. Oh, look at that. We can even see them cross the gap there. That's really cool, isn't it? Look at that. That is really cool. That is really, really cool. Really, really cool. Okay, anyway. I digress. One must return to the cockpit. Okay. Let's go down there. Let's go down here. Let's see. Which runway are we taking off from? 25 left, ladies and gentlemen. Import that. Import from OFP, import from aircraft. Let's do that from the aircraft. Let's import the weather. And we're going to calculate our performance data right here. So we've got takeoff at TO2 derating flaps 5, selected temperature 45. Let's do that. Flaps 5. Brilliant. Center of gravity can be put in like this. TO2 selected temperature 45, if I'm not wrong. That's correct. Okay, that's all selected correctly. We've got climb 2 here, right? We've got climb 2. Is that what we have? We don't have climb performance written down here. That's okay. Not a big deal. If we go... Oh, God. Okay, so if we go to the next page, we got this. Oh, right. So we've got all of this stuff, and we need wind. Wind right here at 210.5 knots. Let's put that in. 2105 knots. Let's put that in. Runway heading slope of the runway here is down 0.09. That is 0.1 in this one. I don't think it can take 0.9, can it? No. So what we need to do is we need to change that. Oh, sorry. Let's see if I can take that. No. Okay, that's fine. You can put it like this and it will take that in. Great. Reference outside air temperature, what is it? 28 degrees Celsius. 28 degrees. So Mr. Benny, what do you have for us today in today's flight? What do you have to discuss?
I was just thinking of discussing a bit about Thai Airways.
Thai Airways. All right.
Yeah, they're at the top. I believe top 5, top 10 ranked in the world.
That's fantastic. Let's turn on our flight directors here. Sounds like Benny's got some good discussion.
Also some news.
Sure. We can take a look at that. Battery.
Some aviation news coming up. There was a few crashes in the past few days. Some aborted takeoffs.
All right. Sounds good. 180 on our Speedia for the auto throttle. VNAV, LNAV selected. 380 as our cruising altitude for today, which is pretty high, but I'm going to go for it anyway. So let's set 38,000 feet as our cruising altitude, and that should be correct. I'm not entirely sure though. Let's have a look here. That seems to be terribly wrong. What is our cruising altitude? Yeah, this does not seem right. Yeah, it says cruising altitude 38,000 feet. I'm not so sure about this now. We'll find out. I'm not going to 40,000 feet as recommended by SimBrief here. So I'm going to go in there. We've got all that set up. We're pretty much ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. It's just that let's get through this in plan mode just to see how it's going. That will make sense, won't it? So if we move... What the heck? Okay. This is where we're taking off from? No. That's where we're landing. This is where we're going first, and then we're going there, and then we are into the runway already. Okay, interesting. Let me actually increase the range there. That doesn't exactly seem right to me. No, it is right. It is right. Never mind. It's pretty good. Okay, so we can go in this mode here, and everything else seems to be in order, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go outside, have a look at... Oh, would you look at that? Our passenger boarding is still going on, but cargo loading has finished up. Let's go to GSX and prepare for pushback and departure. And let's see what that does to us. Since we have got the APU running, we can go to ground operations. Let's make sure our parking brake is set here, which it is now. Let's go and release ground power, remove the chocks there, we don't need them anymore. Then let's go to the checklist here. We'll press checklist. No, that's the engine. Checklist is this one. Let's come here. We need to test the oxygen there. And flight instruments are fine, parking brake, fuel control switches cut off, etc, etc. Let's test our oxygen. Let's see if Benny has enough oxygen there. Yeah, he does. Okay. There you go. Alright, fantastic. Oxygen tested, normal checklist, flight deck door, MCP, takeoff, CDU pre-flight, taxi and before brief and all that stuff is done. So we need to set the trim, which is 4. Today's trim is 4. We need to get the flight deck and stuff done, which we will. And then we need to get the trim set and then the beacon on, and then we'll be ready to go out of here, okay? Great, so we're just pretty much waiting for our passenger boarding to wind up here. Oh, and it has. Okay. Okay, still waiting on passenger boarding just to finish up here. And as soon as that does, we're ready to get on out of here. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Okay, so we'll wait for that. Should I close up the cargo doors? I feel like I should. So let's go to ground operations, go to door management here. Close all. Arm all as well. So we'll go outside, watch that happen. And as soon as the pushback begins attaching to our aircraft, we can go ahead and command the... what do you call it? What the heck do you call it? There we go, the marshal's coming out, jetway disconnecting, doors closing, ladies and gentlemen, and we are ready to get ourselves out of here in Ho Chi Minh City. So we are coming in. Let's go ahead and get some stuff ready in the cockpit for us. That is, firstly, let's turn our hydraulic and electric stuff to automatic here. Let's turn those to on here as well. Window heats can go on here. Let's come down here and set our trim to 4. Oh, and would you look at that, the trim is already set at 4. So it's precisely at 4 now. So we don't need to really worry about it. So trim is set, flight deck doors are done. We just need to set up our beacon lights and we are ready to turn on auto brake to RTO. Once we set the beacon lights to on, we are ready to start our engines, ladies and gentlemen. But first, let's just wait for the attachment of the pushback. Oh. Which way are we pushing back? I have no idea. I forgot to check that. Which way are we pushing back? We are pushing back with our nose off to the left. I believe I need nose off to the left. Yeah. I need nose off to the left for today. Yep, I do need nose off to the left, but Don't see our prompt here. Continue pushback. Nose off to the left, please. Let's get ourselves. Release parking brakes. Turn on beacon lights. We're ready for engine start, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so let's go ahead and start up our engines. To do that, we're going to get our fuel pumps up and running. Do we need the center pumps on? I don't think so. We don't have fuel in center today, do we? No, we don't. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our engine started up. We'll start with the right-hand engine today. Let's press engine there. See the spool up of N2 right there. Okay, let's flick that open. I think Ben has disappeared. Okay, we can set the parking brake. Let's get our next engine started up here. Engine coming to life. 15. Let's enjoy that startup sound from here. All right. That's good. They've put us way ahead in front, but that's okay. They didn't fully push us back. Dropping flaps. Okie dokie. That is done, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and what else do we need to do here? Just make sure the TCAS is actually on altitude reporting where it's supposed to be. Let's turn on our taxi light. That is on. Good. Everything else looks like it's in order. Okay, let's go back to our checklist. Before taxi, anti-ice, we don't need it today. Recall is already done. We don't need to worry about it. There's nothing. Okay, just TCAS is off. I don't really care. Flight controls and ground equipment. Let's check our flight controls here, ladies and gentlemen. So checking flight controls. They look good to me. There you go. They look good. Okay, we are all good here in terms of flight control. Good. If that is done, then we've got nothing else to worry about. Now it's just before takeoff, our flaps are set, and that's pretty much it. Good. So let's release our parking brake and get ourselves taxied up. So releasing parking brake, there we go. And let's make a hard turn off to our left here. Yeah, off to our left, right? Good lord, I'm a little lost now. Yeah, it's supposed to be off to our left. I don't know why the display is showing us that we're on the right side of the runway. Well, technically on the left, traveling downwind of the runway is what we're doing at the moment. So this is the taxiway we're supposed to follow. We've been... There we go. There we go. Brilliant, brilliant. Okay, we're looking good. On our way, ladies and gentlemen. On our way. Look at that. Absolutely brilliant. You know what? I'm going to use my joystick. Give me a second.
All right.
Did you just come back, Benny?
Yes, sorry about that.
You fall asleep.
No, I had to take a visit to the bathroom.
Ah, you had to answer nature's call.
Exactly.
I see. Well, we are on our way now, taxiing along happily, and I've decided to use my controls, so that's working for us.
That's great.
There we go. We're taxiing around here really well. Turkish A350. Benny, we need to buy some aircrafts, man. I need some new aircrafts here. It's time to get some new aircrafts in here. I have the 727, which I've never flown on the channel. As a matter of fact, I've never ever flown it. I cannot find a proper tutorial on it the way I want to operate it.
How about you get on a live and you try flying it?
No way. I'll never figure it out. I don't have enough.
Be fun to watch.
I don't have enough viewers to help me do that.
Yeah, no one's gonna help you. That's the best part. So we want to see you struggle.
Oh, come on. Well, there's somebody coming into land there. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Very nice. Very hard landing, but you know what? Good for you, man.
Did you know in the last week we've had 4 aircraft crashed?
I did not. Not one for the news. Do tell. Pray do tell, Mr. Benny. Except you'll have to pause for...
in the last 24 hours, there's been 2 crashes.
You know what? How about this? Well, let us reach 10,000 feet and then you can whip out the news.
All right.
So because we're about to take off here anyway. It's not that far away. Taxi is very short today. Just round this turn and we're at runway 25 left. Trying to get ourselves into the beautiful, beautiful runway 25 left at Ho Chi Minh City. And then we're going to fly on to Bangkok. Yes. Yes. Okay, whatever. Let's turn that in, ladies and gentlemen. Let's turn this big old boy in. One of my very favorites of all time in any simulator, the 777. The one thing that I need to get my hands on is, as you all know, the Flight Factor 777 in X-Plane 12, which is said to be the very best 777 available for flight simulation by a number of leading flight simulator channels. Okay, let me turn on with the landing lights. Let me turn on the strobe lights. We'll turn off the taxi lights here. And then what? Let's get our TCAS up and running. And that's pretty much it, right? We're ready for takeoff. Isn't that right, Mr. Benny?
Yep.
Let me get Sky Dolly running here in advance, testing something new today. Okay, we're going to try and utilize a lot of this runway as much as possible, but I don't think that worked very well, clearly. Let's give it a bit of break there. That's not a very long runway, is it? But it is long enough for our purpose here. Okay. Takeoff thrust set. There we go. 80 knots. Rotate. Okay. Gear up. There we go. Out of Ho Chi Minh City, ladies and gentlemen. Look at how good we look. Let's turn this in a little bit. Sunrise over Ho Chi Minh City, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't that beautiful? Give it off to the autopilot there. Lovely. Man, that's beautiful.
Beautiful.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed that.
Indeed.
Look at that, ladies and gentlemen, as we leave behind Ho Chi Minh City. Okay, I need to go and put my flaps up before it's too late. Okay, right on the edge there, but we've got our flaps up right on time without any overspeed warnings, which is fantastic. Let's get our... none of the lights need turning off at the moment. Flaps are still going up though, so we got a speed restriction there. Let's increase the range on that. Let's increase the range on that severely there. Let's put that back, shall we? In the... not approach mode. The map mode. Yes, that's right. There we go. Climbing out very, very nicely here. Brilliant. Top of climb, top of descent right there. Very straightforward route today here by Simbrief. Very strange route, if you ask me. Okay, that is fine. After takeoff is also completed, and then we have got our descent checklist there. Very, very strange route, huh? It's just straight in with nothing else going on. That's such an odd route. I don't know why that came out in that manner. It's because we didn't manually put in the airways. That's something you have to do with the 777. You have to manually do the airways, which I did not do. My mistake. Okay. Lovely. Hope you guys enjoyed that little takeoff out of Ho Chi Minh City. We are currently in the process of... what have I just done? Excuse me. Good Lord. One of the problems I have here, or the issue with views, so... yeah, I think it's okay for now. But it's not exactly perfect, you know what I mean? I need to work on that. Okay. This is the view I'd like to have, and this is the view we are getting at the moment. Mr. Benny, here comes the Benny.
Yes, sir.
I don't know why I can't save the view properly for this particular window. I don't know what's wrong with it. Just doesn't work. It keeps going back to this default, which I really hate. So I don't know what it is. Can't save the view with this window. That sucks, but you know. Guess I'll have to go outside and save this one. Huh? So if I try to save this right here, it's not gonna let me. I don't know why. I don't know why. Anyway, whatever. Not gonna stress about the view at the moment. We're just gonna go ahead and enjoy our lovely aircraft. First of all, we've crossed 10,000 a long time ago, so I really need to turn that off. But funnily enough, we have not crossed our transition altitude for some reason, because we've got our altitude restrictions all along the way, so I don't know how far we'll be able to climb up today. I should have put in the correct airways and stuff, which I completely forgot for this flight for some reason. Should have double checked, but couldn't have been bothered, so my bad, ladies and gentlemen. Benny, why don't you take it away with some airline, aircraft, aviation news for today? Why don't you do that for us? Whilst I put on some cinematic view for us.
Sure.
Go ahead, Benny. Take it away.
So, today, a Turkish, by today I mean the last 24 hours, a Turkish Air Force C-130 cargo aircraft crashed near the Azerbaijan and Georgia border after departing from heading to Turkey.
You just cut off there completely.
Under military service. Sorry?
You just cut off there completely. You said it crashed at the border of Azerbaijan?
Azerbaijan and Georgia, yes. And it departed from Azerbaijan heading towards Turkey.
Okay. And
it was a military transport class aircraft, and it technically crashed in Georgia, but it was close to the border of Azerbaijan.
Which aircraft was involved?
No, it was just a C-130.
C-130. Okay, that's not something that crashes often.
Yeah.
Interesting. And any
so
fatalities?
Basically what happened is so the Turkish Ministry of Defense confirmed the crash and revealed that 20 military personnel were on board. They did not disclose if there were any fatalities as of yet, or maybe they're not aware of it yet. But what happened is, right after departure, it turned left and it positioned itself on a northeasterly track, passing the Mingishevir Reservoir beneath it. And while passing 15,000 feet, it again turned, this time on a northwesterly heading, before finally setting course west, passing the border at 10:37 UTC. The aircraft was in a continuous ascent until reaching its cruising altitude of 24,000 feet at 10:41 UTC.
Hold on there, Benny. Excuse me. We've got a viewer here.
Sure.
ABC. It took a while realizing this is simulator. Did it now? Well, I'm glad to hear that, but yes, it is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 that we are flying on. It is becoming increasingly difficult to tell the difference between real life and simulated graphics, is it not, Mr. ABC? Thank you so much for tuning into the chat and for tuning into the live stream. Welcome on board here. I believe it's the first time I'm seeing you around here, but welcome. Welcome, welcome. Yes, go ahead, Mr. Benny. Sorry about that.
All right. So, the last ADS-B signal received by Flight Radar 24 was at 10:49 UTC, and data suggests a rapid descent during the last documented seconds of flight. So that's pretty much all you have official. And then an unconfirmed video shows the aircraft spiraling down from the sky amidst white smoke, and a separate sizable object, most likely emanating from the aircraft, can be seen falling towards the ground at a distance.
All right.
But that is pretty much it.
Okay. What other incidents do we have?
Hold on.
What other incidents have happened? Let's see what's happening in the cockpit for a second here. Let's change our barometric pressure. We're climbing through 24,000 feet at this point. We're supposed to be below 18,000. Oh, in 298, that's a long time. That's a long time from now, not long time ago. What am I saying? Okay, so we're continuing on. Rather very boring and straightforward flight plan today, unfortunately. But that being said, our flight is coming along just fine. Our top of climb is 45 nautical miles away, and then we'll have a nice little cruise period of 200 and something nautical miles, sorry, followed by a very straightforward descent. Not even 200 something. Our top of descent is already right there. So we're going to be cruising for about 160 nautical miles. That's it. And our APU is still running for some reason. We need to turn that off. I knew something was missing, but there we go. Turn that off. We don't really need it. Nothing wrong with taking off with the APU on, by the way, but it's unnecessary fuel usage, I suppose. Oh, should look at that. Let's get rid of the armrest here. Okay, fantastic. Now, given all of this, let's switch back to cinematic view and let's listen to what Mr. Benny has to say in terms of more aviation news. Go ahead, Mr. Benny.
Alright, so a small plane that was carrying relief aid crashed into a Florida neighborhood. And that was also within the last 24 hours.
Damn.
So basically, it was carrying hurricane relief aid to Jamaica, and it crashed into a Florida neighborhood in between homes. So that was pretty lucky, but it damaged, well, it practically removed a few fences of a home and destroyed 2 trees of that home and landed into a lake, a public lake.
Okay, and fatalities?
Yeah, there were 2 people on board, and unfortunately, both were fatalities.
Ah, very well, very well. So this was a relief plane, you say?
Right.
Did you say it was a relief plane?
Yeah, it was carrying aid for the hurricane.
That's a shame. Well, interesting indeed. Look at that. What an absolute gorgeous scene right there. Let's put away the nav bar for a second and appreciate that. Look at that. This is what flight simming is about, isn't it? Enjoying that right there. It's beautiful. As a matter of fact, let's have a look around with our drone camera here. So let's enjoy some fancier views, shall we? Look at that. Thai Airways. Let me just take a screenshot of that. Because why not? We have the sun rising right behind us there. In case you guys are wondering. Thai Airways. You know that they used to have an A380s, right?
Yep.
I would love to fly through.
Even 747s.
Yeah, I wanna fly some of these A380 Thai. That would have looked so good. But yeah, they've retired them. They've basically scrapped them, if I'm not wrong. Either long-term storage or they've been scrapped. It's one or the other.
I think that happened during the pandemic.
Probably did, yeah. It wasn't too long ago.
It faced a major financial hiccup during the pandemic, and lots of its aircraft were put up for sale. And it only recently restarted delivery of new aircraft.
Why hasn't many airlines converted the A380 into a B2F. That would be so cool, wouldn't it? I feel like it would be such a capable freight aircraft. I don't know why they have not converted it into a cargo aircraft.
I think there are lots of restrictions, like engineering-wise, to that.
I mean, you can
Because
still...
of the double deck, it doesn't really make much sense.
The double deck might be something that gets in the way, but even then, the lower deck has enough space to accommodate at least a combi arrangement.
Yeah, but are you suggesting a hybrid?
Yeah, they did have a hybrid for 747. They had a combi 747, and it flew
Really?
quite a bit. Yeah, 747. There was half
For
cargo.
Which airline?
I believe South African Airways, definitely. I always mix up airlines and airways, so if I make that mix up, just forgive me. But South African Airways did have a combi 747, and famously it actually had a onboard fire and it crashed. But
Well, that's probably one reason
no, that's
airlines
not.
don't do it.
That's not the reason why they don't do combi.
Yeah.
I mean, cargo is fairly safe. This was decades ago, but they did have combi versions of half cargo and half passenger. They can do that with the A380. At the top deck, they could offer just business class tickets or something, and then the entire bottom deck can just be cargo. You know what I mean? It has a fairly high takeoff weight. I believe it would be able to easily carry quite a bit of cargo, but again, 4 engines, so that's the bummer. I still feel like it would be worth it though if they made a combi version. They could give that a go. So it's a shame to see the A380 getting scrapped these days.
No. They're thinking, there's this one company which it's a startup, think tank startup, and they wanna engineer a massive plane capable of 500 capacity along with a significant amount of cargo. I can't really get back which company that was, but I'll look it up and I'll speak about it in the next live.
In my opinion, that's absolute garbage, because I've done aviation management, and one thing you realize quickly is that the hub and spoke is dying. It's not that is the wrong direction to go in. There's a reason why the A380 would have almost been a certain failure if it wasn't for Emirates. So
yeah,
it doesn't work anymore, you know.
Emirates is switching up to A350.
Yeah, they're switching up to the A350, which makes the A380 a very dubious investment as it is. I mean, airlines are not looking for mass. They're not looking for bigger planes. They're looking for more efficient planes, and the sweet spot is the 787 size. That's what the airlines like to operate these days, from a business point of view. So, unless this super aircraft that you're talking about runs on 2 engines, it definitely will not make sense.
You know, the Emirates A350 doesn't have a first class.
Yeah, it just has business class, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
just business, premium economy, and economy.
Yeah, and there's a very simple reason for that too. Business class often gives you more money per square meter. Or square foot, rather.
Yeah.
We'll use square foot. So it doesn't make sense to keep first class tickets. So you want to sell as much business class as possible, so, you know?
Yeah.
Followed by some premium economy, and then the economy, you know?
Yeah.
The peasant class. Which is what I fly.
I've always flown the peasant class.
Yeah, I've mostly flown the peasant class. Mostly, what am I saying mostly? Apart from like once or twice? By accident too, it wasn't even planned. So it was not like I ever
So they
paid for it.
upgraded you?
Yeah, they just gave me upgrades. I never paid for a business class ticket in my life. I mean, I'm at this point definitely in the peasant class. As you can tell, I have 600 subs on YouTube. Oh, God damn it. So yeah, there we go. You got peasant, premium peasant, and then you got your. That's funny. It is funny, but
Honestly, I find the Emirates economy kind of annoying.
I
Both
think
because of the configuration, which is 343. It's a similar one in Turkish. Turkish has 333, but
I
the
genuinely
Emirates one
prefer
is just-
Emirates over a lot of airlines that I've flown. Like if I'm flying
You
Emirates, I
haven't-
really don't give a damn. You know what I mean?
You haven't flown in airlines like Qatar or Turkish, have you?
I have not flown Qatar or Turkish. The fanciest airline I've ever flown in is Emirates, actually.
And what's the next fanciest airline?
There's nothing fancy after that. They've all been garbage.
So,
It's
I
just
mean, you can't really compare that, right?
Yeah, no, I can't, because I haven't really had a lot of premium experiences. But Emirates economy, I'm happy because I know where everything is. Everything makes sense, and I'm
Yeah,
happy
yeah.
with it.
I mean, their services are good. They're good overall. It's just I just feel very crowded in that configuration.
I usually don't really care much. I mean, trust me, bro. If you've flown anywhere in like Asian side using a regional carrier, you'll know what crowded means then. Good Lord. It's bad. It's terrible.
Yeah.
So that is crowded. I've had a lot of in Africa. I've flown on some very questionable airlines and aircrafts before. You know what I mean? When I mean very questionable.
What's your worst experience? Which airline?
There was. I won't mention the. You know what? I can mention the airline. Doesn't really matter. Okay. I'll put it this way. I was flying a very small regional carrier in the south of Africa. Okay, not South Africa, in the southern part of Africa. A very, very tiny regional carrier. It could be a billionaire's fleet for grocery, for all you know. You know what I mean? It's worse than that. They have aircrafts that are old. Not ancient and terrible, just old. Okay?
Okay.
And I was taking a little regional hop that took about 30 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, 40-minute flight. That's it, using a twin turboprop. Just a regional hop between an airport that looked like somebody's garden shed and the main airport of the country. I was flying, and on the return trip, the pilot made, and I'm not joking, you'll think I'm exaggerating. You know, as an aviation enthusiast, as a flight simmer, as someone who flies fairly often, not very often, but fairly often, you have an idea of how things are supposed to go. This chap who was flying took at least an 80-degree turn. It was somewhere between 70 and 80 degrees of bank. I'm not joking. It was so bad that all we saw was the ground out the window. So it was pretty terrible. It was at least 70 to 80. It was just for a split second. He corrected it immediately, but the way how he threw that aircraft into that bank, it was madness. Okay, had he held that for 5 more seconds, I'm immediately sure that we're gonna just drop. So that was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. And it was in a turboprop, so that's the worst experience I've had. I've had plenty of hard landings with some African carriers, major airlines in Africa that just dropped the damn plane on the runway. Didn't give a toss. So, had a few of that as well. What about you? What has been your worst experience?
My worst experience, ironically, it was a flight from and it was a UAE based airline. Again, I mentioned the airline. It wasn't Emirates,
Okay.
but it was a UAE based airline.
Okay.
Actually, both of them, my two first experiences with airlines were both UAE based.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, and for water, because I had to take medic back then, and that was the water itself was around 25 dirhams for just a 500 ml bottle.
Oh, good lord. 25 dirhams is
And,
divide that by 3.
I'm sure not many people on the channel would have an idea of how much that means, but that's around like $7, $6.
Let's find
Yeah,
out.
$7 maybe. Yeah.
That is $7, 6.8. That is $7 for a bottle of water.
Yeah, that was $7 for a small bottle of water, and I was just like, I had to take it because. But then compared to Salam Air, like I traveled on Salam Air, which is a Muscat-based flight. I think I even showed you looked exactly like it did in MSFS, and it's your favorite airport.
Yes.
So on those guys, they saw me take out medicine and they just brought me water. So shout out to them. They were pretty nice. But this airline, unfortunately, they didn't really care.
This was
And even their service was pathetic. Like I don't know why they were offering some people coffee and tea for free while I wasn't getting it. It was just very, very questionable. And I know for a fact that they didn't pay for it because the guy himself told me he hadn't paid for it. So it was very interesting.
I think it was an LCC, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, that says.
I mean, obviously.
I know
yeah.
which airline you're talking about.
No, there's still two LCCs in UAE.
Yeah, I know, but I know which
So
one you're
you don't
talking
really
about.
Because I've mentioned it before, haven't I?
I think you have, but I just know which one it is because I believe I
okay.
once received an offer of internship from these little buggers.
Yeah, they used to offer a uni internship.
And I think they wanted me to pay, or they were going to pay me less than what it would take me to reach the freaking place. It was freaking terrible. I was like, no, thank you. So
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
And the second worst experience was with the other LCC of the country. So
There's
those
actually 3.
Stupid.
There are actually 3.
There's 3.
Yeah, there are
Really?
actually 3. One is based off of another emirate that you do know, and I believe, there are 3.
One is
man.
based off
Sorry,
Dubai, and what's the third one based off?
We've got Dubai, Sharjah, and Abu Dhabi too. There is one that you kind of.
There's one
It's
based
not.
off Abu Dhabi.
It's
Which
not
one's that?
fully. It's not fully, but it is.
Oh, I know. Oh,
Yeah, you know
it's the
which one.
Hungarian one, isn't it?
There you go. You know which one I'm talking about now.
Yeah.
You know which one I'm talking
I actually wanted to. I think I even told you. I actually wanted to do pilot training from them. They really have a decent program.
Yes,
based
they're
off
the ones. Yep,
Budapest.
yep, they have a good one in Budapest. That's them. I mean, we can
And
talk
they-
about
they-
them. It's
they-
not
they
like we
let
need to.
you-
It's not like
Yeah, so Wizz Air, yeah.
yeah, that's basically Wizz Air.
So
we're
Wizz
talking
Air,
about.
they offer a good program, and you only have to pay like I think 40%, and the 60% is covered by them, and then you just have to sign a contract saying that you'll work for them for a specified period of time,
That's right.
and then they'll just
I
earn
mean,
back the money. and
it's
then
a
you're
good
off to
deal
go.
in the sense that they're gonna work you to death during that few years you're gonna work for them.
Yeah,
but
but you still get paid, right?
yeah,
So
you
it's
get
not like you don't
paid,
get paid.
and you also get the
Yeah.
experience to move on to other airlines too. So it's not a bad gig.
Exactly, yeah.
It's not a bad gig at
So
all.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Also, you're not fast forwarding right now.
I'm not. I'm just flying it normally. We don't need to fast forward. Actually, we're almost on the top of descent as it is.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
fast.
That was. And look at how beautiful this aircraft looks. This looks almost real.
Yeah, it does. It really does. Coming back to ABC's comment, I can understand why he said that.
Yeah, like if I saw this in the middle, it will take you a second unless you are used to seeing flight sims at this point and you're used to knowing exactly where the issues are. You would think this is real. Like here, we know that the sun is the obvious disadvantage that MSFS has. The sun is unrealistic, but with reshade going on, it looks... Oh wait, my reshade was off right now? Let me turn that on there. There we go. See, that makes it look much more realistic.
With it off, it looked that good.
Yeah, now this is reshade on. It looks even crazier. So I turned it off somehow. Yeah, it must have been while I was switching views. My bad. Anyway, let me just take a quick screenshot of that and let's head into our aircraft here. We are coming up on top of descent, as you can tell, about 160, 80, soon 40 nautical miles away. Let me get back into the normal view here. Yep, we got 50 nautical miles to our top of descent. Jaskal48 says, hello there. Welcome to the stream, Mr. Jaskal. How are you doing today? Thank you very much for chiming in and saying hello. Hope you're having a good day. So, we are coming up on top of descent, just 48 nautical miles away. We are going to be flying into Suvarnabhumi International Airport. That is in Bangkok, Thailand. And that's coming up shortly here on the channel. So let's take a quick look outside our window off to the right. We can see that looks absolutely realistic, doesn't it? Good lord, that does look good. No more WASM crashes. Well, a WASM crash, well, we're not flying the A340, Jaskal. We're not flying any Inibil's aircraft. We're not flying any A340 aircraft. We're flying the PMDG 777. As far as the A340 is concerned, I have not given it another long-haul trip, but I did have a short-haul trip with it afterwards, and it functions well on 2-hour flights. But anything longer than that, you are in the territory for WASM crashes. But today's flight seems all good so far. The PMDG 777 does not have such issues traditionally, but I don't want to be one to speak too early here. This is Microsoft Flight Sim. Anything can happen. Anyway.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Beautiful aircraft. As we fly out.
Yeah, so coming back to the
sorry, Benny.
second worst airline.
Very sorry. We're coming up on where's your partner? What do you mean, my partner? Are you talking about Benny? Benny is on call with us. And I believe... Oh
yes,
my god, what's going on?
Jaskal.
Okay, there we go. Benny is on call with us. He is the co-pilot. I used to fly with him. A couple of years ago, we used to fly together, so I like to bring him on call while I'm flying here, just to keep us company. And yeah, Benny's on call. You can talk to Benny as well. I shall relay the message. I believe Benny can actually see the chats.
Actually, today I'm having some issues, so
Okay.
I really can't see the chat.
That's okay. If you got any questions, you can just pop them in the chat for Benny, and I shall relay that to Benny as well. Okay, since we're coming up on top of descent in about 30 nautical miles, yep, that's correct, 28 nautical miles. Let's go to our information here. Let's select our landing right there. Let's go to a nav radio. Now, I have no way of checking whether this is the actual frequency, which is 110.10. Unfortunately, I have really no way of checking whether this is the actual frequency. It seems to be for runway 01, yeah, 110.10, but let's see how that turns out. Okay, let's see how that turns out. We can also put our auto brake to position number 2, perhaps. Yeah, we can put it on 2, that's fine. And yeah, apart from that, we need to go down to our final descent altitude. Let's take a look at what that is for today. It is 2,000 feet at BS499, so we can set that in here. Once we get the message from the MCP, from the FMC telling us to reset the MCP altitude, we'll put in 2,000 feet here, and that will be that. Brilliant. Perfect. Go on, Benny, with your... You're about to say something.
Yeah, so I was just gonna go back to my second worst experience
Sure.
with another LCC based of UAE.
Sure.
And those guys, I had all the documentation ready, everything ready for travel, and they just refused me check-in. They didn't give me my boarding pass. I don't know if they weren't well versed in. I mean, it's their job to be. I had my visa, everything. Well, I didn't need visa, and I had proof of the government of the destination that I didn't need visa, and I showed it to them, and they're like, "Oh, we see lists all the time. We need a visa." And I was just like, "What do you mean? I've traveled without visa for the past 6 times, and then they just denied me entry, and they wasted my ticket, and they didn't even refund the return ticket."
Which
So
airline
that
is
was
this?
horrid. This was Air Arabia, and I am not afraid to call them out because they were horrible.
Air Arabia. Air
And I
Arabia
really
is,
wanted to-
is not a good place. I don't think it is.
Yeah, I really wanted to go, to like court and get some money out of them, but I was a student at the time, and it wasn't really feasible for me to do that. So
Yeah, makes sense.
unfortunately, I just had to lose 1,000 dirhams on that. So yeah, we do plan on flying together soon, don't we, Mr. Capitan?
At some point, yeah, hopefully soon, but as of now, it looks like our plans are in the weed.
Yeah, but things have started to fall in place slowly and slowly.
In all honesty, I've been saying that to myself for 3 years. But let's see. Hopefully that does happen. But before I
Yeah.
say anything, we've reset our MCP altitude to our final descent altitude of 2,000. We've begun our descent right here, and we are right on top of
All right.
our vertical profile, although our speed is slightly above, which I'm not complaining about. For the moment, the aircraft should be able to balance that out fairly easily. If we take a look at our checklist, descent checklist, recall, let's have a look at our recall here. It's all good. Notes, auto brake has already been set here. Landing data has already been set. Approach briefing done. Let's go to our altimeters now and approach. Apart from that, we can switch back to our engine metric, which is also looking fine. So yeah, right on top of descent, slightly overspeeding there, which is not a big deal at all. It's not exactly. Just means that we're going to reach there a little quicker. I'm not really too bothered about it. So there we go. We've on top of descent there. Let's continue descending for the time being. And let's talk more about this plan, Mr. Benny, that you were talking about.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm not too sure about it. But hopefully things fall in place and we'll be able to fly again together. And if that happens, then the channel is going to become, I dare say, 5 times more active than it is at the moment. We're going to have plenty of videos, and we're talking multiple videos and live streams in a day for sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, because we used to do
Hopefully
this...
It comes to.
Go ahead.
Yeah, hopefully it comes to fruition in the first quarter of next year.
That is an
I'm pretty
ambitious...
hopeful it can.
It can in theory, but let's see.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't even have the theory part ready for the last 3 years, so that's some progress.
That is also true. But if it does come to pass, then the channels are going to become much more active. We're going to have so many live streams daily, so many more videos are being uploaded. Incredibly. Because we used to fly, we were proper flights and nuts. When I mean nut jobs, I mean we would start somewhere around 10 p.m., 8 p.m. at night, and we would do it. I remember the day when we did it till 12 p.m. the next day. By lunch the next day.
Yeah.
That's when we called it. So we did a lot of that stuff. So yeah, we would take...
When there were 3 of us, I think the worst part about this channel was we started it a few months, I think 1 or 2 months before we actually ended doing that due to logistical reasons, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, the channel was started a little bit
Well,
after.
actually, really late. We were doing that for a few months, like 3-4 months, and we didn't have it, like, I think more than 4 months, and we didn't even think of creating a channel. And then we did, and then we only did that for like a month and a half, and then we just
There were lots of reasons
weren't
behind
able
it,
to
though.
do it.
One of the main reasons is the fact
obviously.
that we didn't have. We wanted to do it properly. I mean, we can't do what we do. We used to fly on an Xbox, and we can't do what we do on an Xbox. That is not possible.
Even when we got a PC, actually, it was more. I think it was a year. We used to do that for a year, and there were 3 of us. So one of us would be sleeping, the other 2 would be flying.
Yeah,
just
no,
switch.
but the channel was created after the PC in about 6 months. The first PC.
Yeah.
The first PC, at
So-
least just a couple of months. The first PC, we had the channel going, but unfortunately, we didn't push it hard enough at that time. I mean, we're not pushing it hard enough right
I
now.
think
I mean,
we
I'm
just
not doing anything.
decided to buy the PC in a week, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I was sitting in
We
the airport in Dubai, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna do it. So I just went for it.
And then we actually bought it and assembled it ourselves, and then
Yeah.
we got everything ready in a week.
That's right.
And we had Flight Simulator installed.
I spent a lot of money on that, man. I used part of my rent money to do that. So that was nuts.
Insane.
And then I upgraded the PC and I built a bigger one with the 4090, and that was even crazier. And this is the 3rd PC I'm building for Flight Sim, because I got rid of 2 PCs technically. So, yeah, did sell one of the PCs, so it's not all loss. Nonetheless, here we are after having spent many thousands. I don't even know how much has gone out of my... I've spent pretty much enough for a year's rent on freaking Flight Sim, for sure. Just
Yeah,
the PC.
definitely.
Just the PC. We're talking about just the PC, so... That's nuts. That is bananas. And we're still here with 600 subs. I gotta do something. Unfortunately, I am being pulled in a lot of directions. A lot of things going on at the moment in my life. So very difficult to sit down and focus fully on flying. But I'm trying to get to that level where I can just fly all day. You know what I really need? Like I've always said, I need an editor. I for the life of me, I hate editing. And I still use Shortcut for editing. I don't actually have a proper editing software, and it just doesn't agree with me. I have a rough time with editing. I have the cinematic video shot and recorded from 2 weeks ago, and I still haven't finished editing it. So it's not even that rough of a job. It's literally just putting it together. Like all the shots are done. It's just combining it. That's all that's left. But I just can't. I don't have the time for it. Neither do I have the... It's just not my thing, man. It's just not my thing. So I really need an actual editor, which we've been looking at for a while now. But nothing has come out of it. Nothing has come out of it.
Maybe someone from the channel could volunteer.
That's not
knows
gonna
editing.
work. That's not gonna work. You can't really put somebody you don't know in charge of your editing. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. That's an issue. The one airline actually I really want to fly is Thai. I've never really gotten the chance to fly it. Have you?
No, absolutely not. I have not flown Thai. I do want to visit Thailand. I want to go to Bangkok. I always wanted to go to Bangkok, and it's a nice place to go.
Yeah.
I want to show you guys something weird right now. Hold on, check this out. You see how my mouse pointer is normal, and then when I bring it here, do you see how it switches? Why is it switching over
Yeah.
there? What is there that's being
No idea.
controlled by the mouse? That's so weird. It's not happening on this side, it's just happening on this. What? That is so odd. Microsoft Flight Sim for you, ladies and gentlemen. See something odd every day. Anyway. Let's head back into our cockpit here. Let's take a look at what Elevatics is telling us in terms of timing. It says we're going to arrive in 8 minutes, which is bollocks. We're going to be down on the ground in about 16 minutes. Because what it does is it calculates the distance remaining based on our current ground speed, which is absolutely inaccurate because we're going to slow down before that. So we are estimating, I would say 20 minutes, we're going to land. Okay, based on our current appearance, that's what it looks like. Right, as a matter of fact, if we come down here, I can see some vectors, which I'm not going to follow today. So I'm just going to come here, pick that up, put it into the vectors right there and execute that. So we can get rid of the vectors completely there. So we can have, there we go, that's much better. Alrighty, so yeah, that looks good. What happened there, Benny? Not sure, no problem.
Sorry.
Camera. Oh, there's a headphone hanging here. I wish we could actually use it. But we actually can't, can we? Where does the captain put his headphone? Come on, where's the captain's headphone, or am I wearing it? Might be wearing it. There's another set of headphones there. Where is the captain's headphone? I don't know. Okay, whatever. So, altimeters. Still not your time for that, so we don't need to worry about it. Let's go outside and take a look at my avatar flying this aircraft, and he does have a headphone on, doesn't he? Let me go to the drone mode here. Hello there, mate. Does he have an headphone on? Does he have an headphone on? I can't see underneath all that flipping hair. I don't have hair like that anymore, by the way. And I have... yeah. Flight Sim doesn't allow me to put a large beard on the character. I actually have a large beard.
You still have a large beard?
No, I actually shaved it off. Didn't shave it off, I cut it off.
Oh.
For my yearly shave. Oh, God. So there you go. That's very nice view up close, isn't it? Something very different. Simon Con. Star Alliance. I love this. I love this up close views here. Very unique. Very nice. This is when you really feel the magnificent presence of the aircraft, if that makes sense. If from this angle you can appreciate that this thing is massive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
It is huge. That's what she said, but it is massive. It is massive. Look at that. Look at the level of detail on that. Look at the level of detail on that. That's great. It's nothing compared to Phoenix or any builds these days, but still PMDG have done a good job. And I still prefer this PMDG product to any build products. Phoenix, on the other hand, is
Any PMDG product to any build product, like I think that's just the
pretty much most of the time, yeah. But the only exception to that is Phoenix is just the best, top class. It is top notch. Yeah. If Phoenix made a 777, I would be over the moon. But it's not their game, I guess. They're making the Neo version.
I think the best one is actually the one which designed the A310.
That's Anybuilds. Anybuilds made the A310.
Really?
Yeah. Unibuilds made that
Interesting.
for Microsoft, and Microsoft published it as a free addition to the fleet. That's how we got the A310.
The irony is, I think that's the best aircraft in MSFS.
No,
like, personally.
it's 100% the Phoenix.
I don't know.
It's 100%.
I mean, I haven't flown the Phoenix, so
You haven't even seen
I
it in
can't really
detail,
see
I
it.
suppose.
yeah. I've seen it on lives, but I guess that doesn't do it.
No, because the Phoenix is just absolutely perfect aircraft. Everything works with it. GSX works with it. Habiba, Jasmine. Hi, I would like to buy the plane. Oh, this is, and the simulator too. All right, this is the Microsoft Flight Sim. Oh, that is a little bit of issue there with FrameGen. Ignore that. This is Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, and this is the PMDG 777-300ER. Habiba, if you're planning on purchasing this particular aircraft. It's one of my staples. The reason for that is I'm a huge 777 fan. So yeah. Oh, did you see that glitch? Every day you discover something. What? Did you see that glitch?
Yep, definitely saw that one.
Chris Tyler, PMDG aircraft also work very nicely on Xbox as well. Yep. That is another thing. PMDG does work really well in most applications. They do work really well. We're making a lovely little turn here, which is pretty fantastic. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. PMDG does do that as well. They don't focus too much on the graphics. They have a very nice balance, if you ask me. Unibuilds, on the other hand, gives you a lot of problems. How much for just one wing? If you're asking about the real aircraft, it will cost you your arm and your leg. If you're talking about the PMDG, I guess a few bucks if you want to buy just the wing for some reason. Okay, let's set our altimeters to our local pressure of 29.77. Brilliant. We got altimeters check. Let's push that to the side. We got speed brakes, landing gear, and flaps to take care of. For now, we're going to leave the speed brakes in the armed position. Sorry, mate. Benny, are you there?
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, I guess I heard echo from me speaking from your end. Anyway, so yeah, we've got all that set up. We're coming in to land here at our runway, which is 01 right into VTBS Suvarnabhumi International Airport. We should be able to see the airport somewhere here, which should be pretty difficult to spot at this point because it's about 10 nautical miles away from us as the crow flies, but it should be somewhere here. Should be the airport. Is that the airport we're looking at? I don't think so. That's the airport. Oh, there it is. Found it. That is the airport right there where we're going to be landing at, ladies and gentlemen. VTBS right ahead of us, off to the left hand side. So yeah, very beautiful airport, Suvarnabhumi International. And I do have a third party handcrafted scenery installed for that particular airport. Look at how beautiful that is. We can see it quite from a distance, which is marvelous. Doesn't usually happen, but yeah, we can see it already. Okay, so there we go. Off to our left is the airport. 10,000 feet. We are looking good according to our altitude. We need some drag to bring our speed down, so let's go ahead and put the speed brake down a little bit. There we go. Bring that speed down. That's enough of that. We'll leave it armed though. Good. We are crossing 10,000 feet. Let's put on our landing lights. Put the passenger signs to on position there. And we can have a very good clear view of the airport that we're about to land into, ladies and gentlemen. Here we're flying over a lot of what appears to be small, long rice fields or some sort of cultivation layout. Yeah, there must be paddies that we are flying over. Very unique to see them so close to the airport there, but pretty cool nonetheless. There we go. Coming in. Brilliant. Okay, how does that look like to you, Bennett?
It looks great.
Great.
It looks great.
Good. You can go down on the range. Should we drop the range on this? No, not yet. Runway is right there, 01 right. Hopefully we have the right frequency tuned in, which I believe I do. Let's have a quick look on this side, and there is the airport once again. We can see it. Brilliant. Switch over to the other side. Check out that gorgeous view. I wish I could go in and save the view, but I just can't. For some reason it won't let me save this view properly, so we're gonna have to make do with this for the time being. I'll play around with that more before the next stream, but that's fun. Okay, look at that. Very interesting right here. Very interesting layouts right there. Seeming like a delta of some sort with flooded paddies. So that's very interesting. Obviously this is all typical of Thailand. As we come down through 8,000 feet, let's do a quick engine check. Everything's looking good. Okay, we'll leave this on. Brilliant. So we've got one final turn, and that's gonna take us into our landing here today. Apart from that, everything is looking absolutely fantastic. Speed check, not yet time to drop the flaps, which is kinda interesting because we're not that far away. Yeah, we've still got plenty of time before the speed goes down. I need to remind myself to manually put the speed down to the reference speed or a little above that. Apart from that, I think we're looking good. Okay. Excellent. So why can't I save the view here? Lord knows. Like, let's say I zoom in this much and I try to save it. If I go back to the other view and I come back, we're still back to the original view. So yeah. Habiba, where's the sunset? It's actually a sunrise. It is not a sunset, it is actually a sunrise. We took off at 6 a.m. from Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam, and we're flying into Thailand, so it is a sunrise. And it's straight ahead of you. That is the east. It should be the east at least. It's funny because if that was actually the east,
Yeah, it is the east because you're flying south towards Bangkok from Ho Chi Minh.
Okay, makes sense. Alrighty, we've got Anas has said ETA. Let's have a look at the ETA. 8 minutes. So I would say 10 minutes max. 10 minutes, yeah, I'd say 10 minutes. Let's put the flap down to position number 1 here. That's the slats. Let's pull those down. Okay, so we've got about 10 minutes to touchdown. We're at 5,000 feet now, making a final turn. We are not yet, excuse me. Excuse me. We have my voice is something. Oh my god, my voice is going crazy. So yeah, we are not yet exactly lined up with the runway just yet. We're just making our final turn. Then we need to kind of slip a little bit off to the right to line us up with the runway. Once again, excuse me about my voice. Okie dokie. Making that turn right there. Looking good. Sky Dolly is already running from takeoff today. So yeah, it's been our flight time has been around 1 hour so far. Okay. And we're coming into land. We can see the airport ahead of us. Airport is right there, I believe. So we're going to travel a little bit in, and then we're going to turn a bit to the right, and that's going to take us into runway 01. Right. Let's see if localizer will work as soon as we reach our next waypoint of Rapa. I mean, it should. I don't see why it shouldn't. There's a runway. Good. Good, good, good. Alright, Benny. I hope you've strapped in for your landing here today, mate. I don't even know.
Yep, I'm ready.
Oh, great, great.
I'm excited.
Oh, you are you?
Yeah.
Alright, let's find out. Ladies, find out how this goes. Okay, we've got our localizer and glide slope diamonds here, or the dots right there. So we could probably go ahead and activate localizer first. We already have localizer. Let's go to approach mode as well. That will probably work right away. So that means we do have the correct frequency tuned in. Let's double check that first. I'm not going to make any assumptions here. I'm going to put that down. I'm going to double check that. Waiting for glide slope. I don't have a clear visual of the runway we're about to land at though. Oh, I think I do. Still waiting for the glide slope. Hopefully we're going into the right runway here. We'll find out. 2,500 feet. We need to put down our gear. So let me drop the flap. Let me go outside and let's go ahead and drop the gear, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Angela says, hi. Hello there, Angela. Welcome to the live stream. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. How are you doing? You are right on time. We're about to land our aircraft into Thailand. So we're just about to land our aircraft and you're right on time. Here we go. We got our landing gear out. Glide slope has been caught. Brilliant. Let's put our flaps down here. Let's go down to 140. Let's check our VREF. Give me a second. 136 knots, so let's put 140. Let's put 140 here. Let's put our flaps down completely. Let's go check that out. There we go. Brilliant. We're coming into land. Okay, I need to take control of the aircraft right about now, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm just gonna do that right away. My aircraft. ignoring glide slope diamonds, the ILS diamonds.
400.
Just gonna go in manually. Let's see how this goes. It should work properly. This is a handcrafted airport, so let's hope. Yeah, the ILS seems to be working properly. So
200. 100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
all right. Reverser is green. That was a long landing, so not the best landing in the world.
Nicely done.
I think we're okay. Okay, let's put that to off. Let's put that to normal right there. And welcome to Bangkok, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Pump the brakes on that. Let's turn those off. Let's turn that off. Let's turn that on. And let's put our TCAS here to that. Oh god. Right, there we go. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Little rough, but not bad. It was not rough. Gingy in a tree, that was not rough landing at all. What was wrong with it was the fact that we floated. So we floated all the way past the touchdown zone. So that was something that was wrong with it. Was it particularly rough? Not really, no. It wasn't particularly rough. It was a meh landing, as I like to call it, because if you don't get the touchdown zone correct, there's no point of having a smooth touchdown. So in my opinion, I would rather get the touchdown zone. So in the way I would grade my landings, it's a little more disappointing than it would seem. Do you disengage auto throttle for landing? No. I leave auto throttle on right till the end, and then I retard the throttles manually right before touchdown. So, okay, that's what we do. I want to switch this off, but I can't. Okie dokie. That's fine. Not gonna worry about it. Let's turn in here and we'll find ourselves a little parking to put our bird into. Gingy in a tree. I don't think I've seen you before. Thank you very much for chiming into the chat, by the way. Welcome to the live stream. Let's see. Where can I park this big old bird? Where can I park this big old bird? Yeah, I can park it anywhere here, really. Yeah, let's just put it somewhere here. We'll put it somewhere here, not a big deal. Not a big deal. Do we have everything else that we need? TCAS is on the correct mode here. Yeah, it is. It's fine. Let's put our flaps up. Flaps up fully. Let's put that down. There we go. Cleaned up our aircraft there. And we just need to find ourselves a parking. If I actually can. All these spots are taken. Good lord. Why is it that it always... All these spots... Oh, there is an empty one there. Is there an empty spot over there? No. Where the heck do I put our aircraft? All of these are taken. Of course, I could just cheat a bit and get rid of them. But that I feel... You know what? I'm not that ethical. Let's get rid of them. I'm just gonna reset the traffic after I park. So, don't mind that. Don't mind that, ladies and gentlemen. Don't mind that. There we go. Now we can park it in. Let's do that. Come on. Oh, reset the traffic. There you go. Perfect. We don't have a marshal available on the outside. That's okay. Don't really need one. But we can just go outside and direct ourselves in. There we go. We'll push it all the way to the very limit. There we go. Perfect. Parking brake on. All right. That was interesting. Now we can go ahead and take a look at our landing replay using Sky Dolly.
Yep.
And I'll do that from this view for a change. Let me do that from this view for a change. So let's go to Sky Dolly here. I'm gonna stop recording, see how that managed to register. Okay, it seems to have worked. I'm gonna rewind our flight here. Okay, that seems to have worked, which is fantastic. I'll play that, pause that, and let's go back. Let's go back all the way till the landing. Landing was right about here. Okay. Okay. Let's watch it from about here. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm gonna give it some time for the flaps to drop, for some of the other items to go into landing configuration, so we can see the flaps are dropping slowly. So let's wait for that. I'm gonna clean up that for the landing replay, and let's get ready to enjoy our first landing replay here into Thailand. It wasn't the best landing in the world, but it wasn't terrible by any means. Let's find out. Let's see. Let's see if it was as bad as I thought it was. Let's see. Still waiting on the flaps. Okay. There we go. Landing replay number 1. Got a bit of dust flying off at the end of the runway there. Yeah, that wasn't terrible at all. Wasn't the best in the world, but that was not terrible. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bangkok. Let's take a quick look at that one more time, just for academic purposes. Let's have a closer look at how that landing went. I'll start from somewhere here. Okay, so here we are flying in. Everything's looking okay, just a little off to the right. That correction was not too terrible. Touchdown, a little firm there. Little firm of a touchdown. We've got the landing gear malfunction thing that always happens with PMDG. You can ignore that. But yeah. There we go. There we go. Could have been smoother. Could have touched down and much better at the touchdown zone as well. But apart from that, I'm not complaining too much. Okay, let's go ahead and have a look at some more landing replays here. Yeah, we'll start from here. How about, let's see what it looked like from this view. Let's take a look at that. We did kick up some dust here because we're coming in a little low, I suppose. There we go. I think I was too late to cut the throttles. Okay. Yeah, a little firm there. But, meh. That's exactly how I can describe it. Meh, you know what I mean. Alright, let's take a few more look at the landing replays. Just a few more views, and then I really like the fluttering of the ailerons. They're really cool. Ailerons? No, I meant the stabilizer. The horizontal stabilizer there. My bad. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at it from some interior views here. So we're gonna start it off somewhere here. Not more than that. Ignore all the warnings that are about to blare out.
Don't sink too low. Terrain. Don't sink too low. Terrain. 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 Too low. Terrain.
Yeah, we're floating now.
Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain.
There we go. There we go. Not too terrible. What a lovely airport this is. What a lovely airport this is. Anyway, let's go back and take a look at a few more landing replays here from the cabin view. What else?
Too low. Terrain.
And then, yeah, we'll put it somewhere here and we'll take a look at some of the cabin views here. Take a look at this one first. Maybe Gingy in a tree was right. It's a little bit on the rough side, but nothing too terrible. Okay. Lovely engine wobble there. One more landing replay, and then we shall shut down our aircraft. So let's go ahead and take a look at that landing replay. Very last landing replay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, that's good enough. Last landing replay. There we go. Beautiful scenery, huh? Lovely vegetation. So we're coming to fly, as we're coming to land, my bad, into Bangkok. Alright, that looked pretty good from this view. That looked pretty good from this angle there. Lovely. What a beautiful area this is. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed those landing replays. Let's go ahead and shut down our little aircraft now. Hope you guys enjoyed the entire flight as well. I'm now gonna go ahead and head back to where we left the aircraft. And then we're gonna shut it down. We're going to take a quick look at the airport. That is Thailand. Before we call it a day. Okay. So let's fast forward here all the way to the parking. There we go. There we go. Hopefully there won't be anyone in our parking again because the traffic has reset. Let's find out. Okay, there we go. Flaps going
Even if there is someone, you're probably... Even if there was someone, you're probably gonna go in the parking anyways, right? Just on top of them. You wouldn't crash, right?
No, I'm not gonna crash. Okay, so I'm gonna leave Skydolly there. I'm going to come out here. There we go. Brilliant. Okay, so I'm actually not gonna shut down the aircraft today. I'm just going to leave it exactly the way it is today because there's something I want to try with Skydolly after I finish this live stream. So I'm not going to shut down the aircraft for today. We're just going to conclude the live stream with the engine still running. All right. So Hope you guys enjoyed that live stream here today. If you did, please leave a like, consider subscribing to the channel. I guess we'll do the quick look at the airport some other time during another flight. I have looked at this airport once, but a more detailed look will come at some other time. Everybody who was in the chat, thank you very much. I cannot thank you enough. That is King Mage, Anas, ABC, Jaskol, Habiba, Chris Tyler, Gingy in a Tree, thank you very much. Angela, thank you very much for tuning into the chat here today and for tuning into the live stream. We'll take a look at this airport in a bit more detail some other time. But apart from that, once again, thank you so much for tuning in. Benny, thank you very much for being a part of the live stream here, mate, and thank you for hanging out.
No problem. Always pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated. So yeah, we're gonna leave today's live stream off here in Thailand. Bangkok, Thailand is where we're gonna leave it off today. All right, with our aircraft still running its engines. Okay. So yeah, with that, I'm gonna conclude it here. Hope to catch you guys in the next live streams. Hope you guys check out some of my videos there in the channel. There are a few more videos coming. I promise it's gonna take a bit of time for me to get around to them. But once again, thank you very much. Have a good day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.